What's going on YouTube? It's me, Attack Monsters, and COD Next just happened, and I'm just so hyped. Sorry this video's getting a little late, but I watched the entire COD Next, and then I decided to eat some food, because I spent like 4.5 hours watching it, or whatever how long it was. But I'm just going to break it down and tell you guys my thoughts on everything we got revealed to us, and kind of like break down COD Next, and not minute by minute, but like when I was writing it, because I took notes on everything. Consider subscribing if you want to see some more COD content. And the biggest upset from COD Next was we can't play the beta early, but honestly, that helps with me. So let's go into what happened. So the event started at 12:30, but then a countdown went on for like 30 minutes to 1 o'clock. So I broke down the countdown because there was stuff shown. I did not get everything that was shown, but I got as much as I could. So at the 26 to 27 minute mark, it said so. Someone I have no idea about talked around the 26-minute marker before everything and talked about Warzone and new movement. I don't know, but okay. It was just like their expectations, like going into it. Some, the 25-minute mark, Noisy Butters said she wants it to feel new, but like a classic feeling, which I agree with. That's what I've been kind of talking about. We have like the new graphics, but a classic feeling to it. And then she went on to talk about nostalgia. The 20-minute mark, some esports people were talking about what they expect for the season, and I don't know, like what they hope is gonna happen. Just like how excited they are. At the 16-minute mark, it looked like a stim gun, but I don't think that is because we saw gameplay with people using stims, so I have no idea what it was. It looked like either like a pistol, like a really long pistol, or just like a stim gun. So it could just be for the campaign. At the 14-minute marker, we got more people talking about the Warzone community, and they mentioned Warzone 2.0, like being excited to play. So this is kind of like confirming, hey, we're gonna see Warzone 2.0 gameplay. And they mentioned quick scoping, how they hope to like get quick scoping better, like how they're gonna be hitting clips with quick scoping. The 11-minute mark, it showed, I'm guessing, a new perk, but I have no idea. And it was some like fist up. I forget what perk that was. It seems familiar, but fortified? No, I don't know. But and then in between the after the 11-minute marker, well, in between it said there was a beta screen that said times and dates, and it said subject to change. So I was assuming, oh, since that's it's saying subject to change, that means we might be able to put the beta early. But obviously, we're not playing it right now, so. Also, at the 11-minute marker, it showed a nuke or a bomb. And Modern Warzone came up for an interview saying how he was just excited to find out more about Warzone 2. The 9-minute marker, it showed a 3-lane map again. Well, it's just a map again. I don't know if it's 3 lanes. And number 8, I was kind of freaking out at the 8-minute marker because it showed kind of like a heartbeat. So it's like, oh no, heartbeats. And it showed a plane, which isn't the plane in Warzone 2 after seeing gameplay, but I thought it confirmed Warzone 2 was there, which it was, but I think it is. Remember in one of the campaign reveals or Call of Duty teasers, it had a plane that looked just like the one from Verdansk. So, Courage went up there and asked, and saying how he hopes he's excited for the game, and he thinks it's gonna be polished. He talked about field upgrades, hoping they're coming out, and he called out some CDL pros. So that's very fun. Number 7 looked like a drill, so it could be like an oil rig kind of deal. I don't know yet, but some interesting details. At the 6-minute marker, I think they showed Prestige logos. We never got anything confirmed during the event about prestiging, but it looked like a Prestige logo. It had a skull with an arrow coming up from the top, and then also there was a bomb that was showed. At 5, it just said some wolf because, yeah, I mean, it's some wolf. Nuke Squad got an interview, and they say they keep mentioning Warzone 2, and they say Kick House campaign, but I think they meant like they just want to really, really bang your campaign. The 4-minute marker, I know this is taking forever, but there was a map, and it looked square, and maybe it was a 3-lane map. I really couldn't tell because of how fast it was going, and maybe under Prestige logo, it was a Ghost Reaper. Like, think of Ghost with like the Reaper skin he's got. And then there was a nuclear bomb showed again. Number 3 showed a soldier in combat. There's solar something. I don't remember what the heck the word said, and it looked like it showed a game mode, and it looked like it was captured a flag that was shown, but that does not confirm anything. Aiden got an interview saying how he wants. He was talking about the Warzone 2 map, I think, and he says he likes the buildings, and I was like, no, don't bring back tall buildings like they were in Verdansk. Don't bring back another downtown. And also, in one of the interviews, he said he was hoping for a shotgun that's already broken off rip, which would be hilarious, but also that's gonna suck. At the 2 minute marker, it showed a 3 lane map, and I think they confirmed DMZ. I can't remember what they showed that made me think of DMZ, but. And at the 1 minute marker, it showed a chopper gunner, something called a Koenig, a Koenig. I don't know what that is. It looked like a supply drop, some kind of wolf. There is an injured guy being held, and it looked like a plane was dropping some kind of like fog or something. So I'm assuming white phosphorus was being shown. And then 60 seconds left, so the zero, I called it a 0 second marker, but showed an advanced UAV, prestige or perk, a map, just like like the mini map. And this is going too fast, I said, because it kept bang, 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 bang. I'm like, no. A drone, a sentry gun, a perk, a map, and then an explosion. So that was everything that kind of happened leading up to that. I missed a lot of things, but got me kind of excited for this event. That's how I was thinking going into it. And then the quick intro was really like the multiplayer reveal. It showed bikes, which I was thinking of Warzone, but also it could be Ground War. There was this is just a quick intro to the event. So there's bikes, an AK, a Juggernaut, Warzone 2, some kind of water mission or like water mechanics at least. So that was kind of like what I picked up from the thing, and then the main event when they finally got on the stage. So some people were bombing the video, like they were like not bombing it, but they're like a photo bomb thing where you like go and wave or something. They were doing that, so I thought that was pretty funny. Warzone 2.0 was confirmed for the fall, and its existence was confirmed, which we knew about. It's just I don't think we ever got real confirmation about Warzone 2.0. But they're also calling it Warzone 2.0. I say DMZ confirmed, but I think at the time it wasn't DMZ. They said they wanted or having another mode, but at the time DMZ was not confirmed, but it did get confirmed. They mentioned campers, which I have a crying emoji because I'm a rusher, so like just campers. I don't know how they want to like focus on they want benefits for rushers and benefits for campers, which I think is a good idea. We need like a fine line because not everyone's a rusher, not everyone's a camper. We need benefits for both, and as long as those benefits don't affect like someone like me, a rusher, that's fine. Proximity chat is confirmed for Warzone 2. I don't know about multiplayer, but those are gonna be some fun. I'm telling you, it's gonna be funny to watch like not montages where like when you're like I know Swag does this on his more Swag channel where he'll just like do like videos where he's reacting to like clips and stuff. It's hilarious. Proximity chat's gonna be hilarious. A gulag twist. So they said they had very different ways for the gulag, and I like to point out that this is during the alpha they got to play for Warzone 2. But in the gulag, essentially, there's two people. You have two teams with two people on it. And you just gotta fight. There's an AI in there, and you gotta fight and just kill. If you guys kill the other team, you both survive. You both go back in. They also talked about improved cameras. The body's improved. It's more like I guess like real life, not like a video game. Gun improvements. And they talked about raids, which is not, I said a DMZ kind of thing at the time, but it's not. It's like 3 people per team, just raiding like a place. I don't know really how it's working, but I go in a little more detail later on because they mentioned it. They said the challenges are even bigger, and dolphin diving is confirmed. They actually said the official term probably isn't dolphin diving, but to every COD player who's played with dolphin diving in the game, yeah, dolphin diving is gonna be the word. It's confirmed, so that's very exciting. We have new movement, new way to move instead of sliding. We can now dolphin dive, which is great to have both. Because I don't like how you go from one game has slide and the other game only has dolphin diving. I like both of them. A big change coming for Warzone 2. It's not really a big. I mean, it is a big change. Heartbeat sensors now have batteries, so you cannot have like an unlimited UAV, and it will die on you. So that's good improvement, a good quality of life improvement. There is a third person mode, so it's a whole game mode for multiplayer where you can play in third person, and it looks pretty clean. Like going between third person and scoping in, it's really clean. I like the animation. I think it will be a lot of fun, and it's like a new way to play Modern Warfare 2. They're having water combat. I don't know for multiplayer, but I'm assuming. But in Warzone 2, there is water combat. They show boats, like they show not like giant boats, but like what is it? Like not jet skis, like militarized like ships. I don't know. That's definitely not doing it. But they talked about water combat. In one of the trailers, it looked like Rose was back. I said water combat again, and I did quick scopes with a bunch of question marks because it looked like there was some quick scopes being done during what is it in the trailer, and we also had people talking about it earlier, so I didn't know. Attack Sprint is back. There's a hostage game mode which basically is like in Siege. I think it's called Prisoner in this game, but it's like in Siege where you'll have like a hostage situation, but instead, so there's an attacker team, a defender team, and the attackers, when they go and get the hostage disappears on the radar and everything, and there's no symbol that pops up, and they basically have to get this hostage to safety. I don't think it's unlimited respawns. I'm pretty sure it's like just like an S&D kind of style game. Showed a lot of snipers. This is all going on during like the kind of trailer worldwide reveal for everything still. There was a highway map, and one of the operators said something about a border, but I think that. So I was wondering if it might be a control kind of thing where you had to control a certain point, and it's like domination, but I didn't know if it was like a battlefield, like what I think of like front lines, where you had different like spawn points and stuff, and like you're trying to push up on one side, but then you get pushed back. For anyone who's played Battlefield and knows what front lines is, then yeah, you probably understand what I'm talking about. In Warzone 2, you can climb on top of the roof of cars, and you can lean out the windows and everything. Even the driver can shoot, I'm pretty sure. There is a drone with a bomb attached to it. It's like a C4. And they just said there's anything for everyone in the game. So this is after like the trailer, obviously. Not obviously, but they listened to Modern Warfare 2019 feedback, which is great because if Modern Warfare 2 is just Modern Warfare 2019 with just different maps, it would have been bad. But at least they listened to feedback, and from the gameplay, the game looks improved, and it doesn't look like it's the sequel. Obviously, it's going to look like a sequel, but it still looks like its own game, which I like. So they mentioned behaviors for like perk packages, or at least they mentioned behaviors. There's rushers like me who just go up, quick scoping. They never mentioned anything about quick scoping, like I think officially, but quick scoping, pushing with SMGs. There's sentinels which hold down like a certain place. So think of like an objective like hardpoint. You'll have people holding down the fort, and then stalkers are like staying back. They're like the camper kind of people, but also they can I think are good at like flanking and stuff. So there's some new features. There is water, which I mentioned kind of earlier, which is very very hard to make. They said they wouldn't have water in Modern Warfare 2019, but it was not like first in their mind compared to this game where one of their first things they did was add water, and it looks really cool. And they said every time you go down deeper in the water, water gets more murkier, so it's harder to see. There's a new mantling mechanics where if you want to like grab onto a ledge, let's just say you're like parachuting in. They even agreed one of the most annoying things is when you parachute in Warzone and you are trying to like mantle onto a ledge, but you hit the building and it's go all the way down. Well, now you can mantle up on it. You can dive through windows, which is pretty cool. There are new decoys. So basically, these decoys or just like look like soldiers and stuff. And they come up, I think they said like an air passenger bag and stuff. So like decoys. Cool one they added is a DDoS, which you can. I don't know if it does the entire map or if it's like the entire. What is it? Just like an area, but it's like the EMP grenade where you can just shut down everything in an area, and that also affects vehicles and stuff in like Warzone. So it'd be only an area in Warzone, but it would affect vehicles too, and it just affects all your equipment and everything. And I was kind of getting question marks because some of the stuff they were showing us looked tactical, and I'm like, don't tell me this game's all focused about tactical. Which is it, as I said, they made it for everyone. Everyone will have enjoyment on the game. They talked about how they want the game to be fun. They want to bring fun back into our lives again. They showed the tech cam, and the best description I could get of it was just like a sticky GoPro, they said. Talk more about the gunsmith. It's got weapon customization, assault rifle to SMG you can do. You can change the receivers. I still don't understand receivers, but I'm guessing that's like the middle part of your gun. So no barrel or like no attachments. There's not even a barrel on it. There's no stock or anything. That's the receiver part. There's certain blueprints that can interchange, I believe. And available in the beta, I think it's the FXJ or the one gun blueprint you get with the Vault Edition. So basically, you get every attachment already for that gun, and you can use it in the beta, which kind of seems OP. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. They were talking about maps, and they said a big map, and I thought it was in our DMZ hint. 6v6, they said that it's tighter maps, which are more straightforward. There's a map, a larger map called Seraph Bay. It's urban battles, like an urban kind of style, but you can also go on rooftops, which is like where all the snipers be attacking each other and stuff, and you can like jump from roof to roof. And there's a map called Mercado La Almas. I hope I said that right. It is a fast map, which so I'm assuming I think it's a 3-lane map, but it's like a 6v6 map, and it has a center lane, so it kind of like identifies as a 3-lane map. Here are the modes. We got Ground War, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you play Modern Warfare 2019 or you played it like any Call of Duty, it's got Ground War in it. But really, Modern Warfare 2019 was like I guess like the best iteration because not the best, but I had the largest maps with it. The maps were built for Ground War. Invasion is a big war map, so it's like Ground War, but they described it as a shipment of Ground War with 20 AI. AI kind of worrying me why they would have 20 AI. They mentioned AI a lot, but we'll have to see when the game comes out. They mentioned they were careful of AI, and I don't know how to feel about AI in the game. There's AI in Warzone, and I might bring it up later, but like, or I'll just bring it up now, I guess. They'll have AI in like a building or something, which just in like a random building, and if they start shooting at you, I guess like attackers around would also hear you. But I also think if you think of AI, they would prevent people from like camping in buildings and stuff and camping in like staircases because they would be attacking them. So it actually could be useful. We'll have to see. There's a 6v6, and I said there's 2 modes, but I never mentioned the other one. But there's the prisoner mode, which is that hostage mode I was talking about earlier, where you have a rescue. Oh, and also when you pick up the hostage, you get a radar sweep. Yeah, radar sweep when attackers get the hostage. And then third-person view. I'm sorry this is all going rapid fire. It's just I have 18 pages of this, so you got all new cameras for third-person view, and it's all. One of the things they said about it is it's nice to look at your skin because you paid money to see that skin, and usually only you see his hands, but now you get to see your skin all in action. So I thought DMZ was being announced as a third mode, which DMZ is going to be with Warzone, but this is Spec Ops is coming back, and the Spec Ops, it sounds like they want to keep it more traditional Spec Ops, but if anyone remembers, Spec Ops in Modern Warfare 2019 pretty much sucked. So that's why I was kind of a little upset. If you pre-order Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for the PlayStation 5, you get a skin. I'm guessing it works in Warzone, but or not Warzone, multiplayer, but they say it's a skin for a samurai skin for Warzone. And then they, at one of like the breaks, I guess, they asked about what was content creators here, maps, terminal, or high rise. Terminal got more votes, I believe, but kind of hinting at that terminal and high rise might be coming back. I mean, those are like the most iconic maps, probably from Modern Warfare 2, the original one. So, okay. So that was most of the multiplayer stuff. Actually, no, there's more multiplayer stuff, sorry, but here is some of Warzone 2.0, which people have been pretty excited about. So, they're going to share the same things like between multiplayer and Warzone. They had been working on 2020 on the map, Warzone 2.0 map, which is Al Mazrah, which is crazy that it's been 2020, but that makes sense since they haven't. That is only the year. That was a year after they what is it? Lost, like, I guess, control of Warzone when they went over to Treyarch. And there's some cities, and I was like freaking out because they remind me of downtown, and I hated downtown. Like, I'd walk in there like expecting to get picked off from like one of the rooftops or anything, and it's scary. But I didn't see that much gameplay of it, so I can't really say. But I'm kind of worried about those areas. Some places are back, so one of them was like a Modern Warfare map, a COD 4 map. I'm sorry, I forget what the name is, but I don't know how the best way to describe it. It was like a courtyard. If anyone remembers that map, it's also Modern Warfare Remastered. It was like a courtyard. It's like back at Warzone 2. There's terminal is like redefined in Warzone 2 as the airport, so it still has terminal aspects, but also at the same time it's built into the airport. Mention again how everything's all integrated. There's new vehicle mechanics. So if you shot like the tire of a car, it pop. Certain damage area takes certain damages. If you shoot a rocket launcher, let's just say like a Bertha, it would jump up a bit from like, I guess, the impact, depending where I guess you shot it. But there are gas stations, and they confirm that the gas stations are free. There's a massive helicopter they mentioned, and they kept talking about how they wanted the game to be fun. They talked about more about proxy chat. Medicine cabinets are in bathrooms where you can go and get stims. It looks like what I'm seeing was stims, and in some cases you can get a self revive kit. They got toolboxes, like anything lootable basically. There's like toolboxes, like you can get ammo from that. Talked about how the looting's reliable because it will be there every single game. Every supply drops won't, or not supply drops, loot boxes will change anywhere. Cash registers will still have. That's one of the things, they have money in them. And one of the coolest, interesting things they did to late game is the circle can split. So I think it's 3 or 4. It splits into 3 or 4, and then once you'll fight in those circles, and then the winners from that circle, or whoever just survives, would then go over. The circles that merge into one for one epic final battle. So we'll see how that works. Because I feel like some places would be unfair, because just think about it, you could have a cliffside. I don't know if they showed any cliffside. Actually, yeah, I think Observatory, which is one of the POIs, I believe, was on a cliff, but someone could have the high ground and absolutely destroy the person on the low ground. But I guess it's all about rotation and placement, so it is strategic. And then the Gulag, as I mentioned, you have teammates. There is an AI in the Gulag, and then strongholds are a thing. They have been confirmed, where you can go and get like a loadout from there. You got to first kill all the AI, but then you get like a special thing, like open up like a certain area and get all these good loot. And then they finally confirmed DMZ. They kept making the joke about how this is one of the commentators like, "Oh, I heard about this third mode online," and everyone was kind of laughing and stuff. But they finally confirmed DMZ to come at launch with Modern Warfare 2, not Modern Warfare, well, Warzone 2.0 on November 16th. Both of them are launching together. Warzone Mobile, I did not take much notes on that because I really wasn't interested, is releasing next year in 2023. And this is where the streamers all got in and started playing and stuff. So my thoughts were that it looked fast paced. There were some slow segments, but also you gotta be careful because most of these people are fast players. They've played the older Call of Duties and stuff. They know that people would hate their content if they're like camping and stuff. So being in a new era of Call of Duty, they're rushers. So we'll have to see how it actually plays out with like the casual players. But from I've seen, they've been rushing and stuff, depending on the game mode. But they'll be rushing and stuff, and yeah, it looks fast. Mounting is back, but it does not look like you can slide like strafe across like you can in Vanguard, which I thought was like nice for Vanguard because at least you're not like stationary and you're not at such a big disadvantage of being mounted though. I guess there's like a way to nerf mounting, but the only game that's had it was Vanguard. Warzone never had the strafing. Slide canceling looks different, but then it was confirmed that slide canceling. Everyone was saying on Twitter, slide canceling is not in the game anymore, and people are being encouraged to use the dive mechanic now, as that might be a new strategy. And we saw some sniper gameplay from some of the streamers, and I said the sniping looks kind of slow, but it's not terribly slow. With better attachments, and like when we get more attachments, especially with the full game at launch, I don't know in the beta how much attachments we'll get to make it fast, but snipers have a chance this year to be really good. I am like actually really excited for sniping this year because it could actually be pretty good. It showed the Fennec. Bunny hopping's back. Sliding is not the same. It looks different, first of all, and anyways, they're all saying how no more slide canceling. We have a perk change. So there's 3 different categories. So you get 2 to start with. You get 2 perks to start with, and you get more as you play, which is like, what is it? There's like a certain, I think, specialist, I think, in Modern Warfare 2019. It's been in other CODs, I believe, where you get more perks as you play, and it does not reset on death, which is different from Modern Warfare 2019, I believe. And you can choose your playstyle through packages, so like the Rusher, Sentinel, and Stealth, or have pre-made packages for you, but you can obviously interchange them. One sad thing I thought when they said the game feels slower because there's no more sliding all around, and that worried me a bit, but the maps don't look huge. They look like they're well like thought out and well like 3-lane maps, like good 3-lane maps. And this is an interesting fact that I didn't know about. I don't think many people did, but they brought it up for COD 4. They had to argue to get sprinting. And I know that doesn't seem important with all Warzone 2, but like just think about it. What happens if we never get sprinting in COD 4? We could have been maybe a few Call of Duties down the line we would have got it, but just imagine being just sprinting forever. Sliding probably wouldn't become a mechanic. And just think how Warzone and like multiplayer as itself would play out. You can't run or slide. They mentioned something about certain perks like giving you faster ADS speeds. I put that as a question mark because I didn't know if I misheard something, but I think that's what happened. So we know like snipers like me are going to be running the faster ADS. Any class can run it, but like snipers, and particularly if sniping is really bad, they're going to run this ADS perk, which sounds like Sleight of Hand Pro from Modern Warfare 2. So at least we're getting like some kind of like version of a pro perk, but it's not. Where we're going to get faster ADS speeds, which is nice. It shows a licensed car, and I was wondering, that's still, because when you play a game like GTA or even Call of Duty, the cars laying around the map are not licensed. They're just some generic like car they made, but I know it was showed in Grand Prix, a Mercedes, but on one of the maps there is, I think it's Museum, there is a Mercedes AMG, which looks pretty cool. It's a Mercedes AMG, I believe GT, maybe not GT, but it had the spoiler on the back, so I was assuming. I didn't really get a good look out of it because everyone was just fighting and stuff, But that's cool that we're getting like licensed cars in the game. And they talked more about raids, so it's all about communication and coordination. And you have a 3-person team, and that's really all I could really get out of it. I really don't know how it's gonna work. It's kind of like 3v3, but I wonder if like one team's like an attacker and the other team's a defender. You're gonna get, I don't know. It's coming with season 1 in the middle of it, I believe, though. Um, you know when you're like, I guess like in like a helicopter in like game or on like a boat. I'm thinking like Battlefield because I don't remember any Call of Duty having a boat to be honest. Yes, boats are confirmed. Um, you kind of like sit in like a turret, but actually in like the helicopter and boats in Modern Warfare, or Warzone 2, even ground war with the helicopter. I don't know about if. Oh no, boats are in there too. Oh yeah, so the heli and the boats, you can move around in them. So if you're in the back in a heli, you can just like walk around in the back of it and stuff. And if you're in a boat, you can walk around on like the like deck area. I thought that was really cool, and it gives you more movement, and you don't feel like so like such stuck in a video game because you don't feel like you're just sitting in a turret. You can actually move around, which I thought was pretty cool. You can set up like different angles where you want to shoot and stuff. So the MK2 carbine, at least that's what I think it was. And this is something I think is mentioned was great. They had to bring. Said they had to bring up how there needs to be a fine line between realism and arcade, because they don't want the game to be realistic where the game's not fun, but they don't need it to be so arcadey that it's unnatural, like too unnatural and stuff. So I think we gotta see how it plays out, especially in the beta and multiplayer. Which they say it's like, oh, we're only getting like a small taste of what's to come with of the beta, which has so much in it already. It's like crazy. It's like the biggest beta I swear they've ever released. So we'll have to see how the game turns out. But I feel like just think about the movement and stuff. Feels arcadey kind of, but it looks like there's people rushing and stuff. People are bunny hopping around. That's arcadey. But like, what is it? Like the body movement, like when you look at the body, especially in third person, you can see like your body like moving, like everything moving, the guns moving with your body. Like they brought that up, how they're really proud of the animation team for all that. Okay, and then we saw the stims are back in multiplayer and they're in Warzone 2. The sad thing is, so Warzone Mobile was having some graphic issues on the screen. Some like the textures weren't loading in, so it's like some buildings were floating. There's at one point they were climbing up a ladder, and halfway through the climb, the ladder just disappeared, but they kept going up. But to know that is the alpha, and in its defense, it's Verdansk, which was on console and PC on your phone. So I assume everything's be sorted out. But side note, you can pre-register for the game. I don't think it's the beta, but the game at least right now on the Google Play Store, and they said the Apple Store would come at a later date. I looked at Twitter and I saw that Charlie Intel said that the mini map is different and there is no red dot, which you gotta be kidding me. We had it. Vanguard kind of had a problem with that, but Vanguard's mini map, at least you got like a radar perk. We don't. It's weird, especially if we're only getting 2 perks at the beginning of the game. I know we can progress and get more. It's just like we don't need a perk for radar anymore. We need the radar that actually work as the radar should be working, like every other old Call of Duty did. So that was an issue. This might not be like big model for news, but to me it's like kind of like I'm proud of like Call of Duty for the Call of Duty endowment. They placed 100,000 vets in high quality jobs, which is great. And they said that September 16th, the endowment bowl is coming back again. So that's crazy. Wait, that's today. Well, tomorrow. So that'll be interesting. And then when I was talking about yesterday's video about the GMC, like maybe getting like a limited edition truck, that's false. But they are having the GMC EV Hummer, I think a pickup truck. It's like the I had pick here for some reason, but it's the GMC EV electric vehicle Hummer will be in Warzone 2, and they also said that we will be using it in the campaign. I don't know if we're driving it around, but at least we'll see it in the campaign. That's really cool. We're getting licensed cars. Be cool if we get like a Mercedes, the Mercedes AMG that we have for multiplayer in Warzone 2. That'd be pretty cool. And then this is where it all happened. Warzone 2.0 is about to be revealed, and then they all start dropping in. I'm literally just typing this as I was watching it. So there's a new way to loot. So the loot boxes, you get to pick what you want. So instead of it opening up all the way, you can pick individual things, which is a nice quality of life change. What is it? The elevators, they have elevators now, so you can go up and down floors. And the funny thing was, someone died in it, so I was laughing. Because they, like, I guess hit, I don't know what happened, though. They hit the thing and they died. So you can loot registers for monies, which I said earlier. Also in the gulag, you got to pick up your guns. The AI in gulag, I said, even though I didn't think that was a good idea, it could help with no one hiding or camping, so like the game can finish faster. So that was like kind of the gulag thing I saw right then. And then we switched over to another person. There was a backpack, and then people were raging in text chat, which I thought was pretty funny. The bushes look nice to hide in. Now that it does not sound good actually, but that bushes look nice to hide in, especially with a ghillie suit. So be careful when you're around some kind of like bushy area. There might be people hanging there with ghillie suits, but you can't really see much. But I mean, if it's late game and stuff, and they're just trying to hide, and they could just be laying right in the brush. Rocks are back in the gulag, which I mean is like when you're spectating and stuff, you can throw rocks, so that's cool. I mean, it's not anything really important, but I like it. And then one of the commentators said that one of the cities looked like downtown, which I thought was a bad idea because I hated downtown. We do not need 15-story buildings. We don't need endless staircases and stuff. And then I questioned myself because they were even questioning that when you split into what is it? When you split into different circles, there is a different indicator on the top right underneath like the normal stuff for the circles, which will tell you how many are alive in your circle or each circle. I forget how it works. And I never saw a free loadout drop. Like, you know, when in your Warzone and stuff, a loadout drop will drop in and stuff, and you can go get it. Well, it turns out there is no loadouts. Except I think in Strongholds when they mentioned it, but technically what you have to do now is you have to go and buy a gun from the store, and the buy station. I'm sorry. You can buy a gun from the buy station, then you have to buy each attachment. Like, you have to unlock it one at a time. You can't just unlock them all, which does not sound good. And loadouts is kind of like the thing that make Call of Duty work. But to note, this is the alpha, so hopefully this will change and we'll get loadouts back, because that was kind of Warzone's identity. It was different from every other battle royale because it had loadouts, your own specific stuff, and you got to see all these cool cosmetics. Because think about it, how are they supposed to sell all these cosmetics in the store and stuff for like weapon blueprints if you can't use them on Warzone too? I mean, I guess if you picked up a certain gun, you got the cosmetics for it. It's weird. Yeah, and I said you can buy specific weapons in the buy station. And Nick Merckx got mad at one point, which I thought was funny. There was like so this is another gulag thing. I know everything's not together, but I literally was just texting this, like writing this in my notes as the event was happening. So the jail key, instead of like capturing the flag in the middle and overtime, there's that jail key, and if you go and get that jail key, you can what is it? Oh, you can just leave the gulag. You just run out these doors. It doesn't matter if you didn't kill the other team. Run out the doors. Easy as that. There's a new Bertha. It's still like a giant like truck, semi-truck with like a back to it, but it's like different looking and stuff. It got different colors. It looks cool. Oh, and I thought this was funny. It even goes to so one of the commentators is so there was I'll put you in the situation if you did not watch the live stream. So there's a team in the stairwell, and the commentator goes, "These are the people I hate," which I think is funny because this is just a fan though. Like, these commentators, I don't think they worked at Affinity Award, but like I thought it was funny that he's just like, "These are the people I hate," and they're like pro streamers and stuff, and they're camping into the stairwell, which I find funny. And then another commentator brought up pretty actually good idea is they said you can say like a proxy chat, like, "I know you were in there" and stuff, because we have proxy chat and they could hear you, and then you can be like, "Oh, I know you're camping in that stairwell. I know you're camping in that corner." That would be hilarious. Proximity chat's gonna be hilarious. Okay, so At first, I was confused because one of the commentators thought that in the game there was a solos, trios, and squads were all in one same game, and they all clear that up. I don't know how much true that was, but there were multiple games running at once, and I was just relaying what the commentator said. Gas does seem like a sandstorm, which we were having leaked, but it doesn't look detailed. But it probably will look more detailed at launch, because right now it just kind of looks like the gas storm, but just like, I guess far away it does look like a sandstorm, but like up close it just looks like the gas again, but like gray, like brownish. Uh, Jeez, I'm only on page 16. I have no idea how long this video's been going on for, but we're almost done. Trust me. So you need something to play it up to three plates. So you'll dive in, you'll drop into your area with only 2 plates, but you can find something to get you up to 3 plates, which I don't know about that. But I guess it goes when people we're getting leaks about like rumors about levels of armor again. This is kind of like levels of armor but different. Oh, and the first game concluded, and Nick Merck's team actually won the first game. He was actually the last one standing, but he won in a 1v3. So that's cool. He's the first Warzone 2 winner. And then, yeah, I saw on Twitter and stuff that, yep, no loadouts to go to buy the gun. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. There is no loadouts. You gotta go buy the guns and get attachments one at a time, which sucks. I'm hoping it changes, because Warzone's identity was literally loadouts, best builds. Not like, I don't know. It better change, but also this is an alpha for everything's subject to change, and it's releasing what I think I said November. It was releasing like 3 weeks after multiplayer, so they still got some time. It's just I don't know how much time, but I don't think adding a loadout would be too problematic, especially since they're only playing the alpha, and that could have just been like an older build, and they could have probably already be like working on something else. Okay, so the top right, when we're talking about the circles stuff, explains how many people are in each circle, so that is true. You can find different size backpacks, so you have a starting backpack, but you can keep upgrading backpacks. You can just keep getting like more and more room. But I don't know really how much that works, how you're gonna find one and stuff. I really didn't pick up on that. And one of the problems was the AI. Someone was shooting at them in the gulag earlier, and they were not. You couldn't kill them. But here's a fun fact. So if you want to team up with the other team to kill the bot, you all can get out, because that bot's like the warden. So if you all team up and take down that bot, you all can get out. All 4 of you can live. So I think one of the commentators brought this up, but like this is a great use of proxy chat. First of all, you can hear the proximity chat from spectators, but now proximity chat works well because you communicate to the other team like, hey, instead of fighting, let's just take out this bot and let's all get out. So that's a good idea. So I think the AI, honestly, it's not going to be too much of a bad thing to the, Gulag. To Warzone itself, it's going to be interesting. Because I can see pros of like, hey, this bot can't alert people, oh, this is where that person's looting. Or, yeah, like this is where this person's looting and stuff, and it'll prevent people from camping in buildings and stuff. But also like strongholds where you have to go and get you can go get loadouts or like just get like really good loot. It's gonna be annoying just having to kill all those bots and alerting everyone, hey, I'm fighting in a stronghold. So I don't know how AI. We'll have to see, even if they change it first of all, but we have to see how it works when it releases. So there's a battery life for the heartbeat, and it goes out at like how long you have it out. I don't know what the seconds are, like the time, but yes, every time you have your heartbeat out, it just drains battery. The gas stations are all free, so if you need to okay, they say you have to be pretty close to the pump, but so you have to be close to the pump, and if you have like a helicopter, one of the big helicopters, there's 2 of them, I believe. There's the big helicopter and there's the small helicopter. you either have to land it or like have it like just hovering right above the pump just to get more gas. Um, the military vehicles look more military-like, which yeah, they just I don't know that they look really nice. There's obviously other cars like there's like a sedan and stuff. You got the Hummer and everything. Oh, and one of my issues was spectating looked weird. For some reason, like the camera looked like it was placed differently, where there's like a piece of like the person cropped out, like of the actual person, the player cropped out on the side, like their in-game character, and then like you see their gun. It was weird, but hopefully they'll get fixed because it just looked weird. I'd rather just see right from their point of view, not like a camera that's on their helmet or anything. There's a lot of variations in vehicles they mentioned. And the electrical vehicles of the Hummer, there there's electrical stations at the gas stations, so it's not gonna have unlimited fuel or technically unlimited electricity, but there are electrical stations at the gas pumps. Vehicles can be I mentioned this earlier, but in a DDoS, vehicles can be disabled, so that'll be interesting to see in Warzone. I'm wondering if you DDoS an area, if a helicopter's above, will that helicopter come and fall down? I don't know the range of the DDoS, especially in Warzone, but there are safes you can get some good loot from that you can open using explosives. There is a train. I never saw it, but they were talking about it, so I assume that confirms the train. I think they all saw the train, and I looked away for 1 second while I was typing my notes. So there is a train. And I just said it again, this is all alpha gameplay, all this is subject to change. And I didn't see any balloons, which I thought balloons were a nice addition. And yeah, that was really it. The stream ended about 5:40 Eastern. I don't know what the other times were, but a lot to take in, honestly. Like, a lot to take in. I had 18 pages, almost like 18 pages of this, because that was a lot to take in. But I'm so excited. We got the beta coming out tomorrow. I will be right on top of that with sniper gameplay. I know this video was not really organized well. I mean, I have my notes and stuff, but like, I go from talking about multiplayer to Warzone back to multiplayer. I was just kind of going with how the stream was like flowed. But yeah, that's like 4.5 hours. I just spent watching Call of Duty. But sorry, this video might be long. I actually don't know how long this is. But thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing. I'll have sniper gameplay up tomorrow. Well, really the beta gameplay up tomorrow. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See ya.